So we were right here, a little bit of a break in the video. I ran out of space in my recording folder there. I had to restart this. Inadvertently realized that I had made a little bit of a math error up here. And in this step, which these two numbers were off, which made these off, which made the correction factor off, and then all these needed to be corrected. And so anyway, these should be the updated numbers now. And likewise down here, I had to update a few of these other numbers. So we were ready here to start updating the flows. And so here we have 0.0137 and then minus a negative 0.0035 is going to make for a 0.0172. This one minus negative makes it a plus. And then likewise here, that'll become smaller, so 0.0115 and then 0.0035 and then a negative 0.0003. These are our updated values here then for loop 3. So now we've corrected all the loops, and then what we have to do is go back to loop 1 because we've made changes now to DE and to CD, which were in loop 1. And so we have to go back and do it one more time and do it again. And the idea is that you would just have to keep doing this correction until all the errors converged. Okay, so let's do one more round here showing loop 1 again. Loop 1, round 2. Okay, and so we have once again the same things: pipe, direction, K factor, Q0, DI, KI, QI squared, and then 2 times KI times Q, I guess it's Q0 squared, not QI, and then our Q update. Okay, and so we once again here have, like we did in loop 1, AB, BE, DE, CD, and AC, and the directions will be the same, so +1, +1, +1, -1, -1. The K's will be the same: 162, 542, 678, 678, and 542. So all of that is the same, and then the key thing here is to get all of our Q0s updated here. And so AB is unchanged from our first correction, so it's 0.0287. BE is also unchanged at 0.0287. DE, on the other hand, we need to go back to the last correction we made, which was in loop 3, and so it's going to be 0.0172. And then CD is going to be, the last correction there was in loop 2, so that's 0.0125. And then AC is unchanged from the first time. It's not part of the other loops. 0.0313. And so now we need to go through and do the exact same calculations here. So this times that times this squared. So we get 0.133, 0.446, and then let's see, 0.201, negative 0.106, because this has got a negative in it, and then negative 0.531. And then for our 2K Q0s here we have 9.30, 31.1, 23.3, 17.0, and 33.9. So if we add those up, we get 0.143 and 114.6. So we can then compute our delta Q of negative 0.143 over 114.6, and that's a negative 0.0012. This is only a little bit smaller than the value we got the first time, but the key thing here is that if you go and update this one and you keep going through this process, eventually the errors should start to go smaller and get close to zero, and at that point you can stop iterating. So obviously this is something that is extremely difficult to do by hand, but it's not so difficult to do with the computer. Okay, so you can even do it with the Excel spreadsheet, but at some point even that is going to become untenable, and so that's when we want to have a reason to start using a computer program, and that's why we have EPANet. So we'll pick up with that next week.